Changing the Guard by Jane Ritson. Read for you by Lucian. Sam the Stiletto Musso waited until the noise died down before clearing his throat and looking up from his notes. We are agreed. No more discussion, no more voting. Sonny Versace is toast. Hands and cutlery thudded on the white cloth tables as the various families showed their approval. Don Giaccani, the Southside chapter, has elected to make the arrangements. He has given the honor of retiring Sonny to his trusty foot soldier, Arturo. I invoke the fifth Giovanni. Cheering and more table banging followed as Sam smiled at the white-haired Dawn sitting at the table opposite. The only female Dawn watched carefully as her fellow Dons made their way out of the dining room. They suspected nothing. Those sitting with her began discussing who would have the largest slice of Sonny's part of the city. She waited, silent, amused. Without warning, Sam fell forward onto the table, as dead as he could be. Before the others could react, they too fell forward, dead. Sophia the nurse sat quietly, listened to the sound of gunfire and screaming coming from outside. Her foot soldiers had succeeded. She was now undisputed Dawn of Dawns. Eyes on Me by Mosh Mikanovsky. Read for you by Lucian. I watched them from the other side of the street. The king of the class, his minions. I want to run away. I pray to be taken away. I hope for father to find a job in another city so we can move. I wish mother would homeschool my sister and me. And they see me. They gang up on me from across the road. I feel like a smashed ping-pong ball at the end of a bowling alley, and the pins grow bigger, closing in on me. A school bus stops between us. It hides me for a minute. I can run now, save myself. She gets off the bus, the most beautiful girl in the school. She smiles at me. Her hair falls in silky waves, her eyes deep pools of water. The world quiets. No kids running or shouting. No mothers are driving minivans filled with noisy carpoolers. No teachers hurrying students inside. Just her and me. Hi, Jamie, she says. She's talking to me. She knows my name. The bus is gone. It takes the bullies away with it. It wipes away my want and my prayer and my hope and my wish. I have new ones now. Those Shorts by Tara L. Massey. Read for you by Lucian. We call him Mountain Man. He lives at the end of the road. Not a mountain road, just a flat suburban one. We call him by this name because he sports one of those unkempt beards, wears flannel shirts, and keeps a junkyard dog that gets loose from its long leash and terrorizes the neighborhood. When Sharon and I first moved to the street, he had a plastic shed and an old rusty 70s van in his drive and parked his working truck in the street. He is what we used to call a junk man, but today we call a hoarder. Over the years, stuff has accumulated in piles around his corner property. When the town asks him to clean up, he sorts the piles into like material and then covers them with tarps and tents. I guess he thinks it's out of sight, out of mind. Now his yard looks like it's the burial ground for fallen mammoths and dinosaurs, belly up to the elements. Or a grungy circus act. But the women love him. Young women. You see them at his front door in their short shorts. Sometimes see them leaving in the morning, head down and hair unstyled, clutching a coffee cup. We scratch our heads and wonder. Maybe the fact that he was a philosophy major, Sharon once posited. My daughter is starting to wear those shorts. They have become shorter over the past year. I think she keeps trimming the denim ones with sharing sewing scissors. It's the end of a hot summer that broke all sorts of heat wave records, and my daughter offers to walk the dog for the first time. She does this in her short shorts, and after several nights of her taking an hour instead of the usual 10 minutes, Sharon tells me to follow. We can't speak about our worry. We don't have to. But we both need to know. In the darkness that is creeping in earlier, I follow her bobbing flashlight beam and the slap and slide of her sandals on gritty cement sidewalk. The crickets sing out as we pass the underbrush. A foggy sheen sticks to the lamplights. Moths flutter. Every light is on and the wooden front door is open to let the night air through the screen. And there is my daughter, pausing in front of the house at the end of the road, the dog tugging on the leash, wanting to go on. Window lights spill out in square patterns that bend and mold themselves over prehistoric mounds. I will step out of the shadows in a minute, my arm a rudder to guide her gently and silently back home to our house and to her mother. But in the space of time before I make that decision, and her right foot, with its pink and purple variegated toenails, steps into the seductive yellow light, I give in to the knowledge that someday she will enter another door, maybe many doors, and that what she will find behind them will depend much on what Sharon and I can make of this humid night. Find more free flash fiction at elijahlucian.ca. Thank you for listening.